Right. Today, we're going to talk about 手フォーム。手フォーム。blah, blah, 手いる。手いる form we learned today. Well, when it comes to 手 form, we have looked at the verbs plus 手 form. The conjugation look like this. So you know the mass form. 見る、見ます。食べる、食べます。話す、話します thing. That would be 見る、見て、食べる、食べて、来る、来て. And verbs, irregular, yes, that's what we have learned. 読む becomes 読んで、遊ぶ becomes 遊んで、blah, blah, blah. Right, that's what we have learned. And the usage of the verbs plus 手 form. Remember these, remember they are three functions of verbs plus 手 form as a connector. So when the 手 form connects to different sentences, that was and then form. Like in I listen to music and go to sleep. 音楽を聴いて寝ます。聞く becomes 聞いて. Or how, or the method of by blah blah ing. I learned Japanese by using an app. アプリを使う becomes 使って日本語を勉強します。Or because or as or since form. So I'm sorry as I'm late, or I'm sorry I'm late. So in this context we say 遅れる、遅れてすみません。遅れてすみません。And three basic expressions with verbs plus 手 form. That's what we just did last time. As in please do. Please speak slowly, for example. ゆっくり話す becomes 話して plus ください。ゆっくり話してください。Or must not form. You must not eat in the classroom, for example. 教室で食べる、食べて plus はいけません。教室で食べてはいけません。Or may as permissions. May I go to the bathroom? トイレに行く in 手 form 行って little つ行って plus もいいです that's permission and か as a question form トイレに行ってもいいですか these forms. So today a bit one step forward, three basic functions using 手 form plus helping verb 助動詞 helping verb いる手 form plus いるている form. That can be working as a status or action in progress or as a job or habit. For example, status. I am tired as a status of being tired. In Japanese, or you don't necessarily say, you don't have to say 私は all the time. So I just put it in theかっこね、かっこ。私は疲れています。Action in progress, as in I am watching TV. So this action is happening right now. So you're doing this right now. I am watching TV. So in this case, you use 手 form plus いる. So いる, verb. So you conjugate or transform いる becomes into います, right? I am watching TV. テレビを見ています。見る、見ています。Or as a job or habit, by habit, as in I teach English. 英語を教える、教えています。Well, right. Right. Well, when we have a closer look at status function, for example, I'm tired or I live in Tokyo. I think those questions you might have been wondering when it came to the mass form. You didn't necessarily use the mass form when we had to express the I am tired or I live in Tokyo. So that would explain a little bit better in this grammar, actually. For example, I'm tired. To get tired or to be tired in Japanese, 疲れる. tsukareru. So in mass form, you know. Mass form, you say tsukaremasu. Tsukaremasu wouldn't mean I'm tired. That's more like something tires you out or something is tiring. In this context, you use tsukaremasu. So when you want to mean I'm tired as a status, you say tsukarete imasu. Or you could say watashi wa tsukarete imasu. But we just cut it off here. Tsukarete imasu. So instead of tsukaremasu, you use te form plus iru, imasu. Tsukarete iru as in the as in right. Anna-Maria-san has come. Right. Well, just wait a little bit. I'm tired. Tsukareru. To get tired, tsukaremasu. Tsukarete imasu. Right. So, tsukareru in te form plus imasu. Tsukarete imasu. That's I'm tired in Japanese. How about I live in Tokyo? To live. Sumu. To live in a place, not to live a life, but to live in a place. Sumu. Mass form. Sumimasu. But sumimasu, just in mass form, it doesn't mean I live in Tokyo. More like sunde imasu. So that way, you need to say te form plus iru to express that I live in Tokyo. So sumimasu won't do enough. Sumimasu is more like maybe in the future or in the as you know the present tense and future tense is the same in Japanese. So sumimasu doesn't here mean that you currently live in Tokyo. So you have to say sunde imasu instead. As a grammar, as a grammar. Right. The same way, for example, I know Mr. Yamada. I know Mr. Yamada. This know in Japanese, to know, shiru, when you find it in dictionary. So shiru. But to know as a status won't be shirimasu, as in mass form. We say shitte imasu. Te form plus iru. Shitte imasu. This way, you can say I know Mr. Yamada in right grammar. But you have to be careful here. A negative form of I know, which is I don't know. I don't know. As in 知っています in negative form, 知っていません. That will be actually wrong to say I don't know. That's very unlogical. That's not very logical. But here, this is just an exception. You have to say 知りません as in mass form in negative. That way I don't know. But when you say I know something, I know blah blah, and then you have to say 知っています as in te form plus いる. Oh, this is just an exception. So, for example, I'm tired. 疲れています. Negative form, don't worry, you just put the negative form as in います、いません. That's fine, that's correct. So, I'm not tired. 疲れていません. So, instead of 疲れません. So, when you want to say I'm not tired, you say 疲れていません. I live in Tokyo. 東京に住んでいます. I don't live in Tokyo. That would be 東京に住んでいません. So, except the I don't know, you don't have to worry about the negative form. Just usual conjugation. います、いません. So just no in a negative form. And that's it. Right. How about I am married or I have money? These status. So again, we have to use te form. So that to get married in Japanese, 結婚する, 結婚する as in dictionary form. 結婚します in mass form. This won't mean that I am married as a status. 結婚します is more like, as mentioned, present tense and future tense is the same in Japanese. So 結婚します means I am getting married. I will get married as a future tense. Right, so When you want to mean I'm married, in Japanese, that would be 結婚しています。する irregular verb, て form, して plus いる as in must form しています。結婚しています。I'm married. The same way, I have money. To have, 持つ to have, 持つ but usually this is used in the as in status. So instead of 持ちます we say 持っています。Although it doesn't show in English, you don't say I am having money. But in Japanese we say お金を持っています。As in I have money as a status. I am married as a status. So that's it. So when you say 持ちます, it's more like I will have money or I will carry something. I will have your carriage or something in this context. So that would be slightly different. So when you want to mean I have money in Japanese, that would be お金を持っていますってform. Right. So second one, action in progress. Well, literally, whatever you are doing right now, action happening right now. For example, I am reading a book. Or what are you doing when you ask? So to read, 読む as in dictionary form, must form, 読みます 読みます But when you want to say I'm reading a book, then you say 本を読んでいます読む手 form 読んで plus いるいます form います本を読んでいます、again 読みます will be more like I will read a book as in future form or as in general 読みます I do read books. So when your action is currently going on, you say 読んでいます読んでいます。What are you doing? To do する must form しますしています as in what are you doing? 何をしていますか何をしていますか If you say 何をしますか that would be what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are you going to do? 何をしますか So that's a bit different. So when you want to say some action in progress, you say 手 form plus いる And you can recognize, you can distinguish those so-called action verbs when you use this form. So you can maybe see if the word is an action verb. You can think of like duration, like for a while, for an hour or for a day or something. And if it makes sense, then it's an action verb. So you can use this grammar as an action in progress when you make 手 plus いる ている form. So these are exceptions actually. Are these action in progress? My friend is going to Japan. My friend is coming to my house in Japanese. 行く to go, 来る to come, 行きます as in must form, 来ます as in must form. If you think of my friend is going to Japan in Japanese, 友達は日本に行っています。My friend is coming to my house. 友達はうちに来ています。Would this be action in progress in Japanese? And this is something you have to be careful because this is more like status. These are a bit exceptional, right? Right. So when you want to say, my friend is going to Japan, as in my friend will be going or my friend will go to Japan, future tense, that will be 行きます. So you use 行きます. So if you say 友達は日本に行っています, it's more like status, which means my friend is now, at the moment or currently in Japan. Or my friend has gone to Japan. So as a result of going to Japan, he or she is in Japan. So if you say 友達は日本に行っています, it might sound like he or she is on the way to Japan or just going right now. But this actually means that he or she is already in Japan or has gone to Japan. The same way, my friend is coming to my house. If you mean this English sentence in Japanese, then you have to use 来ます。友達が来ます。友達はうちに来ます as an action. And if you say 友達はうちに来ています。来る te form 来ているいます。来ています。That's again more like status. So my friend is right now at my house as a result of coming here. So these are exceptions, but other than these, usually, for example, here, to read, to cook, to sing, to swim, these action verbs can be literally, as in the English, like to be, blah, blah, ing, or action in progress. So that's exception. Right, and the third one, last one, as a job or habit. As a job or habit, we use ている form. For example, 例えば、英語を教えています。教える to teach. て form 教えて plus いる and ます form います。教えています。This sentence, usually it means I teach English as a job. So you can also say I'm an English teacher. I'm an English teacher or I teach English as a job. That will be in Japanese. 英語を教えています。英語を教えています。But grammatically, it can also mean I am teaching English right now in the class. So that's the same. So that's the same sentence you use. So it depends on the occasion, depends on the situation you're talking about. So literally, action in progress, and as a job or profession, or by habit. The other examples, 医者をしています。医者をする。医者をしています。大学に行っています。筋トレをする。筋トレをしています。The first one, 医者をしています。That can be translated as I'm a doctor. But we usually say 医者をしています or 先生をしています。That's our daily expression we say instead of 私は医者です。So now you know why we say this. So this means as a job. The second one, 大学に行っています。It sounds like I'm going right now to the university, but it means I go to university or college. Or it could be also mean I am a university college student as a professional job. Or whatever, repeatedly, something repeatedly be done. Something you habitually do. Or as a job or a profession. And the last one, that's more like a habit or like more like a custom or your daily life. I work out in Japanese. 筋トレ、筋肉 muscle. トレ comes from training. So 筋トレ we say like this. 筋トレをする to work out. So 筋トレをしています。It could be I'm right now working out. But usually 筋トレをしています as a habit or as a routine. So 筋トレをしています。So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're right now doing the action. So these three functions of ている form will hopefully help you understand why we say 疲れています instead of 疲れます or 住んでいます instead of 住みます. So hope it helped. Thank you. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. お疲れ様でした。If you want to practice Japanese with us and meet your new classmates, you're more than welcome to join us. おかえりスクール